Hello. Great day, everybody. It's your girl, Kat. Thank you so much for stopping by Chat with Kat and Friends. I told y'all I would let y'all know about a medical procedure that I had. So earlier this month, early February, about the 2nd, the 3rd, something like that, on the 3rd, February 3rd, I had to have a procedure to remove a kidney stone. You guys, oh my goodness, I've heard so much about kidney stones as far as them being so painful, but that is not my story. I did not have all the pain and the anguish. I was not bent over, couldn't stand up. I have seen people with kidney stones and in rough condition, but thank God that wasn't the story, and that wasn't my journey. That was their journey. Yep. And it's okay, they can praise God through that as well. But that was not my story or my journey. A whole bunch of pain and stuff, so I'm so thankful for that. But I had the kidney stone. That was February. That was February. I want to say it was discovered a few months back, and I thought it passed. You know, they gave me all these instructions: do this, do that, and I thought it passed, and it was because I did not have pain. I didn't have pain, but come to find out, it didn't. I had to get an ultrasound and a CAT scan and something else, but it did not pass. And as a matter of fact, it got a little larger, and I'm like, where did this come from? Why is it here? Why did it decide to settle on me? And in a place where, as it was explained to me, that it was in a place that it was kind of hard to pass through or something, so it couldn't, and all the things that I was doing probably wasn't going to work anyway. So at any rate, it got a little bit bigger and it was impassable. So they had to schedule me for a procedure called the UTF. Do not quote me. I should have looked at my notes, but I want to say it was a UTF. And what that was is they have to go and with a laser blast it so that it could crumble and disintegrate. That's the best way that I can think about it. But they're supposed to blast it, then it would be passable and it would come out, and that would be that. Yay. So excuse me if this is too much TMI, but just sharing in my experience. But I wanted to share two things that I took away from that experience that maybe, like, in your medical awareness and health awareness, you know, you can adopt for yourself or see about it in your own manner. And if it's helpful to you, I pray that it does just exactly that. That's just what it's supposed to do, be helpful or add to what you're already doing. So there were so many doctors. The day of the appointment, there were so many doctors, and leading up to it, there's so many doctors, so many nurses and technicians doing this, drawing blood, anesthesia. I did go under local anesthesia, so I didn't feel a thing. It was laser, and I will say that I highly underestimated my procedure because it was laser. Because it was a laser procedure, I don't know. I was thinking that it's not, it's not such a big deal, and it's a procedure, right? So you know how they ask you, do you have any questions? Now, suffice it to say, prior to this, I had already started writing down my questions at the time of my appointments, because I just find that helpful, because I forget by the time I finish everything. They go through their exam, they tell you all the things that they need to tell you and inform you of everything. It seems like it is a lot of information. So especially during this procedure, there were so many words. There was so much explaining, so much that I wasn't familiar with and didn't understand. But nevertheless, you're telling me, I got it, I'm taking notes and all of these things. I'm asking questions, but there were some questions that I did not ask. And you know what? I didn't really know that I needed those answers until the time came. And sometimes it'll be like that. But what I'm getting at is when the time came to ask questions, because there were so many doctors, because there were so many technicians, because so many things were going on in the morning, and not that it wasn't in control, because they were in control and everything, but it was a lot happening all at one time. When it came down to, okay, do you have any questions? I'm like, no, because that morning I had not written down any questions. I didn't, I really wasn't ready. I was like, okay, it's time to go. So we drove, got there, called my name, got prepped and all of that. So at that time, I had not written down any questions. And I really hadn't thought about any questions that I might need to ask. So I didn't have any, and they had given me so much information. I felt like, well, y'all I felt on the inside, I didn't say this now, but I felt like so much was said by everybody and their expertise and all of that. So I think that's a lot of information. So that should be enough. I have everything I need. So that's how I felt. That's what I thought. So when it came time to, do you have any questions? I might have had one or two. I take that back. I might have had one or two, but that was it. And Anthony didn't have any questions either. We like, okay, yeah, I know I don't have any. Those are my questions, and that's it. So, after the procedure, there were more questions. There were more questions that I wish I had asked. But I did, what I did do, and what I want to advise you to do is one of the other things, getting to number 2. But first, the number 1 thing is write down the questions that you might have for your doctor. And if you are maybe sharing your experience with someone else, and not that they're there, but you're sharing that you are having a surgery or an appointment to go see about check in with them, see if, because we miss things sometimes. You might not be thinking of a question that you should ask, right? It's like, oh, you know what, that is important, I should ask that. Let me find out about that. I didn't think about it. I know there were a couple questions like that, and I was like, man, I didn't even think about that. I wish I would have asked that. So if you have someone that you're with, 2 heads are always better than one. So make sure you just talk about it, and not saying that you have to give all your information, but you be as personable or impersonal as you want with that. But if you're sharing it with somebody, just kind of vibe off them and what questions they might think might be important because it may be important and you just didn't think about it. Write those down as well. Number 2, get your doctor's names. Get the anesthesiologist's names, because once anesthesiologist's name and whatever other concentration or profession is in there with you, or that's going to see to you or give you any kind of care, make sure you get their name, get their credentials, get a number if you can, if you don't already have it. Sometimes in a lot of cases you already have that information, but if there may be somebody new, I don't know, like introduced to the situation, because maybe they're watching, they're just an extra set of hands, they're just an extra set of hands and they need to be there to do XYZ and whatever. Okay, names, I need your name, need your number, blah blah blah. As for call, if you aren't in a place where you can write it down, maybe you don't have a pen, whatever, ask for cards of the people that are there. And I want to say, I would like to think 9 times out of 10 that information is easily given and provided. Aside from the fact that I could look it up, I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to do anything to get it except ask you for it and it be provided. That's the way that it should be. Sometimes it's clear on your discharge paperwork, and sometimes it's not. Everything that we expect sometimes isn't always the way that it is. So in your own personal due diligence, due to your own health awareness, your body awareness, and whatever, feeling better, the feeling better part of it all, right? I need your information. Because I might, if I should need to contact you or whatever. Those are the thinking. So those are the 2 things that I would like to pass on for you to do. Write down questions prior to your appointment, whatever the appointment is. It doesn't have to be surgically involved or procedure involved. It could be a regular daily appointment or something like that, monthly appointment. But if you have questions, write them down before, because sometimes, and the reason being is because sometimes there's a lot of information provided, and by the time you get finished, you just want to go home. You don't waited in the waiting room however long. Sometimes is the case, and it's not all the time, but sometimes we're waiting, you know, for our opportunity to see the doctor, and it takes a minute at times. And then by the time you get seen by the doctor, you're just ready to go. You want to get in, have them tell you all of the stuff, and then you're tired and you're just ready to go. And you don't even ask your questions, but they are important. Your health is important, and I know you know that your health is important. The taking care of yourself in between and all throughout, that's all important as well. So if you have questions concerning your health, concerning like the specific reason that you're seeing the doctor, those things need to be, your questions need to be answered, and you need to have like a follow through, have a way to follow through and follow up. Have a good number to follow up with. If it's a nurse, yeah, me and nurse Sheila, we good to go. I have her information. She's so nice. This is just an example, you know, but try to have that person and try to establish that relationship when you call, right? I'm such and such, and you know, I just had this procedure. Have your dates and times. Write things down. This has helped me so much. Writing it down. So that's why I'm passing it on to you. For those who may not have adopted that yet, some of you may have it your own selves, and then, you know, just apply anything that's given. I hope that it's helpful in some way that you can add to what you already do. If you're finding that, you know what, I'm not remembering my doctor's name, or when my doctor left, another doctor showed up and I'm not sure what their name is, and this is information that we need to know. We need to be aware of whose care we're under, who's giving our prescriptions, who's doing what. We need to know those names. And if you don't get a number, okay, but at least have a name. Because you can always go to a hospital directory, or go to the hospital, or the hospital directory, or the clinic, or something like that, and figure the rest out. But you really need a name to go with to start. I would say that you have to have a name to start. So for the betterment of you, and what else? And then we want to write those questions down. We want to ask the questions that we write down. And we want to make sure we have our physicians' names, the assistants' names, everybody who is doing something to your body. You need their information. If just their names alone, I need that. I need to know your name. So that procedure, it was a little more invasive than I thought it was going to be, and healing took place eventually. I thought I was going to be back on my feet in no time. Nope. It took about a week of, well, I'll say 5 days, about 5 days of pain. 5 days of the pain. The pain was there. It wasn't there initially, but it started maybe like the 3rd day or something like that. So there was like, I'll say, so that was 4 days, about 4 days of just the pain and stuff. I got medication for that, and I was able to get a refill for that, and all went well. And then I needed another week to kind of rest and heal, you know, after resting, after being able to rest without the pain, or with decreased pain, or managed pain, right? So yeah, that took about 2 weeks, and I thought I was going to be up on my feet like by the end of that week. Yeah. So there was something else in store for me, but I was obedient. I stayed still. There was things going on that I wanted to go to. You guys, I want to encourage you that it's not the end of the world. You'll miss it and something else will come back, or you know what, that just wasn't for you at the time. And you have to do what you have to do. Please take care of yourself. Make your health a priority. When you're in a healing process, your body takes its own time to heal. You cannot rush healing. You cannot rush any of those things, how fast the medicine's going to work, and whether the medicine's going to work. There's nothing we can do about those things. Excuse me if it's loud in the background. I am sitting downtown in kind of a wait position here, but and that's all the traffic and everything behind me. But I hope one of those things, something that I said, was able to help you just manage your care, yourself, prioritize your health even more. You may be doing that right now. Prioritize it even more. There is only one you. There is nobody else that can be you. There is nobody else that can do what you do the way that you do it. There might be many out there with the same, with the coffee shop. There might be tons of coffee shops, but nobody has the personality and brings forth the vibe and the character that you particularly have. So that makes it unique, and that makes it different, and that makes it fabulous, right? Because it's you, because you are involved, and it's only one you. So even if you have a twin, there's something about your personalities, there's something about your character, there's something about you that sets you apart from that person that you're so alike. You're so alike in the way that you look and the way that you act. Your mannerisms and all of those things may be the same, but there's something about you that is different, that is very highly unique, and it's wonderful. Being unique is wonderful. Being different is wonderful. People will tell you different, but it's wonderful. It's a great thing that we're set apart and we're different. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not even gonna go anywhere else but there. God is good. I pray that something that I said here was a blessing to you, was able to help you in some way, maybe confirm something that you may be going through, or that you may have coming up, maybe some decisions that you had to make concerning doing this, or taking care of yourself, or taking care of someone else, or I really don't have it in me to take care of someone. Take care of you. Take care of you, good people. Take care of you. God bless. That is it for today, for right now. Thanks for stopping by the channel. Subscribe if you will. Touch that notification bell every time great information is uploaded or coming to you live. You will be notified of that. And have a blessed and safe, prosperous rest of your day. See you later. Check you later. Bye.